Hello and welcome to the Richard Donaldson Show. And what a couple of days it has been since my last episode. We have seen mass civil unrest in Northern Ireland.
We're getting hammered tonight.
You fucking foreigners! Fucking get off!
And I've received some intelligence that it's only going to get worse over the coming days and weeks. And already the lefties they've been online, haven't they, shouting about how this is, it's people like, it's my fault, it's Tommy's fault, it's Farage's fault, it's Elon Musk's fault. Essentially, it's everyone's fault except the Sudanese migrant who actually attacked a British national. Now, Narinder Kaur shared this on X. She says, horrendous scenes. They have been itching for race riots. She then goes on to say that black and brown people have been living in fear for a long time now. Well, I think, as usual, Narinder Kaur may be twisting the truth slightly. I know that's not like her, is it? Narinder, I know you're watching. So let's all take a look at this.
Anybody, look, she did it again, she did it again. Look. Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely terrified, isn't she? I also think it's rich for Narinder to be exclaiming that other people have been itching for race riots, which is, it's simply untrue, when she herself posted this during the idiotic BLM movement after crackhead George Floyd died. Awkward. Very awkward. There's always a tweet, isn't there? Now look, all we are seeing here are prominent left-wing figures gaslighting us all into thinking that those on the so-called right are the ones causing division, but that isn't the case. It's actually those on the left who are making this about race and skin colour. How do I know this? Well, because there are black and brown people in Northern Ireland who are turning up to protest and sadly riot because they too have had enough. I simply cannot remember the last time I was at a protest and we didn't have different races present. And they've been welcomed every single time because this affects all of us here in the UK. And I want to make it clear at this point that I do not condone any of the violence that I've seen in Northern Ireland, but I do understand it. I understand it because despite what the left and Starmer, etc. are saying, I understand that people are very angry. Now, the narrative that the MSM, the government and left-wing pundits are pushing is that the people of Northern Ireland are using this as an excuse to whip up so-called division and hatred, that they are using the recent attack by a Sudanese man as an excuse to behave this way. And they couldn't be more wrong. We have seen attacks like this for years now, I'd say almost daily, definitely weekly, absolutely every single month. When was the last time you turned on the news and someone hadn't been viciously attacked by a migrant? When was the last time we went just 1 week without a rape or a sexual assault, a stabbing or a mugging, anything like that? If people were using what's just happened in Northern Ireland as some sort of excuse to kick off, it would have happened way before now. Instead, what we are seeing, I believe, is a very predictable response to native people being attacked in their own communities. And I'll say it again, and I have to make it clear just so this video stays up. I don't condone the violence, but once again, I will say it, I do understand it. And I want to make this as simple as possible. And this is for all of those on the so-called left demonising people for having enough. Because that's all it is. People have had enough. If you were at home and you were there, your family were there, you're all inside, safe, warm, happy, and the government said you weren't allowed to lock your doors because you had to welcome everyone in off the street and give them whatever they wanted, how would you feel? What if you were then told that you were expected to sacrifice your quality of life to appease them? They need a bed, So guess what? Now you sleep on the floor. You don't know who they are. The government don't really know who they are. They don't speak our language. They have no interest in living by your house rules. But you still had to house them at your expense. How would you feel? What if not all of them, but some of them started getting violent and attacking you and your family? What would you do? Well, you could call the police. But what happens if the police turn up and they say that they will arrest you because it's not all of them, it's just a few, and you're stereotyping them, and if you want them out, you're a racist and you're the problem. Then what happens? What happens when the police leave and the next day one of them does abhorrent, disgusting things that I'm not even allowed to say on YouTube to your daughter, and so you ring the police again, except this time the police turn up and say that you are now clearly showing a pattern of racist behaviour, and they arrest you and throw you in jail because of what you said may have caused your new guests alarm and distress. How would you feel? Would you not want your family to stick together and work together to remove these strangers from the house and then lock the doors? Or would you want them to keep accepting the treatment, to keep accepting the attacks, the rapes? Would you tell your family that they are the problem and that they are causing division and they are in the wrong? Or would you understand their decision to take the matter into their own hands? The Northern Irish people who are out on the streets right now are not doing it because they wanted an excuse to essentially kick off. They've had that excuse for years. They are doing it because there comes a point where people feel that they no longer have a choice but to sort things out themselves. These people are desperate. These people in Northern Ireland now, they're scared. And rightly, like I say, I don't condone the violence, but they're angry. They've been let down. We all have. But that hasn't stopped the lefty cuckold Owen Jones from putting out some sort of, quite frankly, idiotic post online. Let's take a look.
In a dangerous moment, because extremists will seize on any hideous crime committed by someone who isn't white while ignoring hideous crimes
Is he wearing lip balm?
committed by white people in order to whip up hatred and anger against entire minorities. Which brings us to the hideous attempted beheading, which was recorded on camera in Belfast on Monday.
I like how he's added like really dark, mysterious music to the back of this. He's put the effort in, hasn't he? He's put his lip balm on. He's chosen his soundtrack. It's dark. It's dramatic. This could actually be quite good. Let's watch some more.
The suspect is a Sudanese national who has been arrested. It was originally misreported that he was from Somalia. Enter Patrick Christys, presenter on the hard right GB News channel.
You would need to be like a very weak, feminine pussy of a man, quite frankly, to think that GB News is hard right. It's very watered down. I think it has to be just for Ofcom. It's not hard right. Also, notice how we were right wing, and then when that stopped working, they were, you're far right, and then people were like, yeah, I don't really care. Now it's hard right, extreme right. They all use the same language. Have you noticed? Almost like they've been told to do it.
He tweeted, "Call me old-fashioned, but I preferred our country before Somalians started trying to behead people in the street."
Yeah, no, that's valid. That's valid.
He then added an update. Police now say they got his nationality wrong. He's Sudanese. "Call me old-fashioned, but I preferred our country before Sudanese men started trying to behead people in the street."
Yep, still valid. Yeah, correction made. Still valid.
To be clear, there was no record of any Somali or Sudanese person trying to behead anyone on UK soil.
Oh, well, that's all right then, isn't it, Owen? As long as this specific thing hasn't happened before, I suppose this doesn't matter. Yep, he was Sudanese. Or this guy. Yep, Sudanese. Or what about this?
Before this, there were plenty of examples of white people trying to behead people, though. Like the white neo-Nazi who tried to behead a Kurdish barber in 2024. Did Patrick Christys say, "I preferred our country before white men started to behead people in the street after that happened"? No, he said absolutely nothing at all. Both the perpetrator and the victim clearly had the wrong skin colour for him to issue inflammatory social posts or indeed say anything.
The thing is, Owen, is that Patrick is well aware that we have our own wrong-uns in this country. We're all aware of it. But why should having our own violent criminals mean that we should accept more?
Or what about the white man who tried to behead his female partner in Gateshead in 2024? Nothing from Patrick Christie's condemning white men trying to behead people then either.
His point here is that so-called hard-right GB News and Patrick himself have said nothing about white-on-white crime, except they have, haven't they? These stories were covered by the mainstream media, by GB News, by them themselves.
Or in 2015, a white man who tried to behead a random Asian man claiming it was revenge for the murder of Lee Rigby. Nothing from Patrick Christie's then either.
What about in 2015? You bastard, you didn't even cover it. Yeah, well, I mean, GB News launched in 2021, Owen. So, yeah, they wouldn't have done, would they?
These people are only interested in these sorts of hideous crimes if they can whip up anger and resentment against entire minorities. If they are white, they do not issue damning statements related to white people as a whole.
Yeah, no, they do, Owen. It's literally on the news when these things happen. It's just that you must have missed it because it hardly ever happens. I mean, you've given a handful of incidents over the past 11 years. You can only find a handful of incidents. Mate, I could find you more examples that have been carried out by migrants this month, never mind the past 11 years. I really do like the music he used. Maybe I should start using music on my show. Please like, subscribe, all of that stuff, and also consider supporting me from as little as £1 on richarddonaldson.uk. That's richarddonaldson.uk. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next one.
There's Biggies and Tubby and Mr. Plot and all his special friends. It's sixpence an adventure, and he'll take you